Okay, so now that I've done 5A, they want you to import now this file, and this is an example of how this is going to sound. So they want you to apply whatever effect this is onto your track. So let me just go into my DAW. This is my drum example here. Let me just see where I found it. There it is there. So notice how also that I usually do this, I usually put this in time with my other tracks just so I can just hear this. Let me just solo this out. Now, let's just pretend you didn't know the effect at all and you were sort of just like guessing about it. One thing that you can do is open up your editor and you can sort of see now that you got this transient and then you've got the echo here happening, right? So yeah, you can just see it here. So now that you've identified what this is, it is an echo on this track. You're going to go back into your drum track and you're going to apply that effect to your drum track. So let me just close this down and open up my drum track like this. So in Ableton, what I'm going to do is open up my editor, double click inside of this. I'm going to go back into my drum rack. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put an echo onto this snare drum. So again, this is my snare drum here that I've chosen. And again, if you need to go into this is where it is. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my audio effects. I don't recommend that you put a delay on this, and I'll explain that later. So I'm going to go into echo, and all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to drag that onto this. So now I've got this echo on that individual snare drum track. Let me just back up for 1 second. I'm not going to drag and drop this echo onto that track. Notice what this does is it puts the echo after your drum rack. That means that all of these ride cymbals, crash cymbals, everything is going to be sent through this echo, and that's not what I want. That's not what edX are asking you to do. So drag this echo onto your snare drum track like this. Notice how this is now inside of this and not on the outside at all. So now that you've got that, you are probably going to get a mark for the correct effect. So within this, just be aware that really what they're probably going to play with are a handful of stuff. It's probably going to be synced to your BPM. So again, what you might want to do is just play around with how fast this is. It's probably not going to be on a dotted rhythm. It could be on your notes. So again, just have a listen to this back and forth and make sure that your notes are not dotted at all. And then finally, I would recommend that this feedback, that you might want to play around with this feedback. So with this, let me just see if I can just hear this really, really fast to make sure that it doesn't sound horrible. So right now you can't hear this, but there's too much in this. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of play around with this feedback and this sync and just until I get the right sort of sound. Yeah, maybe even also my dry and my wet. But yeah, essentially that's it. That's what you want to do.